Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Veeam Community Recap. I think this is episode number 142. I could have checked, but I didn't. And as you can see, Madalena and I both have gone rogue and are traveling. Let's start with you, Madalena. Where are you? What are you doing?
Hi, Rick. Hello, Veeam community. I'm doing great. I'm actually in Barcelona for VMware Explore. These days, I got this motto: another week, another destination, another country, another event. So last week, we were in Prague for the Veeam 100 Summit, and that was really, really good. It was amazing to see so many faces from our community. It was great opportunity to share updates with them. We had the product management in there. We had most of our team as well from product strategy, and yeah, overall it was great. What do you think? And where are you?
No, I agree, and I'm actually a little bit jealous because last year you and I both were at VMware Explorer. This year I think you've got and Edwin was there. This year you've got Kirsten, Edwin, and yourself from our team there. So still a good representation. But I really enjoyed VMware Explorer Europe last year. So hope you're
Yeah,
enjoying it this year.
it is
I
great,
am
and we
in,
also
yeah,
have community members in here just to
yes,
mention it.
yeah.
So
A lot
yeah,
that we saw last week are over there as well. So that's,
yeah.
yeah, at least from socials, I can see that. I am in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's kind of weird because I haven't been to Phoenix, well, since I hired Emily on our team. This is her hometown, but she's on vacation this week. I think she's in Switzerland. So after the summit, she went up to Switzerland, and we had a partners EBC type of situation with some high level customers. So I'm giving a presentation on AI today, Maddie,
Oh
which is actually
wow.
kind of funny given our topic later today on the content we're gonna share. But this time of year, Phoenix is really nice. It was like 24 or about 70, Celsius, so very pleasant temperature and sunny and clear. So I did not mind the assignment. And it's at a really nice place. In fact, it's so nice I can't even stay there. I'm staying down the street. So I have about and you would be proud of me, Maddie. Got about a 30-minute walk to get there. So I'm going to
Oh
walk it
wow.
there this morning, get my steps in,
That's
get my
great. Good
blood flowing
job.
for the
Good
day.
job, Rick.
Yes. Tell you, if you ever travel with this woman, she will get you walking. So, and I'm grateful for that. But I also went a little bit crazy because my travel isn't as crazy as hers. And I was home all of day Monday. So, friends, I picked the content this week. So, you guys got to tell me how we did here, but we're going to jump in and we'll see if this is an acceptable list. But we're going to start first with the second edition of the V100 show. This is really cool. Speaking of AI.
Yes, must say this episode was really great. It is a bit longer than planned because we usually try to do like 30, 40 minutes, but I think this went on like 50
Probably an
minutes
hour.
maybe.
Yeah.
But honestly, it is worth watching from start to the end because it has a lot of good information. You can tell how passionate are both Ben and Christoph on their AI projects. Ben has built a chatbot interface, Vanny GPT. Many of you would know that Vanny is the mascot of the Vanguards. So nice name, nice pick
Hmm.
for this project. And this uses the Veeam KB data as the primary data source. Of course, the clean data didn't exist, so Ben built his own API for it as the scrapping engine. He really likes working on APIs. I would know that, and I think you know that, Rick, as well. And Christoph is teaching us on how one can create his her own AI LLM powered chatbot. So, if you remember, a few months ago, they wrote some articles about their projects, and we discussed it actually, both of them, in the recaps in two of our episodes. I can't remember the episodes, but we do have here the articles in case you want to go over it because Ben is sharing a YouTube video explaining the project as well, and then Christoph is sharing some links towards some blogs he wrote about this. And yeah, basically, this show, the beauty of this show, the Veeam 100 show, this edition, where they were the guest and Anthony was the moderator. Let's not forget to mention him. He did a really great job in there, getting the information out of these two guests. The beauty of is that they go deeper, into this matter and get to do some demos and then compare the two projects and find the similarities as well. And they talk about as well how they started, and where they want to go with the projects. And then they discuss their role in the Veeam community and why they are part of this community. And overall is a really, really good conversation. Honestly, you don't get bored. I don't know if you had the opportunity, Rick, to watch it all, but if you haven't, you should. And same should do all our community members.
Yeah, I spoke with Ben and Christoph last week, and Ben even gave me a preview of Vanny GPT version 2.5. So I I'm really impressed by what these two have done. And Christoph, for example, his, I believe it even takes an LLM from the transcription of video files. So it's an
Yeah.
additional piece of language. So we better watch what we say on the show, by the way, if it's looking at the Veeam YouTube. But I think no matter where you are watching this recap, if you're unsure about AI, but you know Veeam, watching this is a really good way to kind of give you a grounding for a way that AI can really be of interest. And if you saw on the Veeam on Resiliency Summit, we have a built-in AI engine into the product coming for some help and advice specific to Veeam products. It can't help you make your decision on what type of pizza you want, but it can help you point you to some best practices with Veeam and stuff like that. So we're
Depends on
really,
what are
yeah,
your priorities. Do you want
yeah.
a pizza or do you want Veeam
Well,
products?
if
It
you want
really
pizza,
depends.
you probably shouldn't ask Veeam B&R about it. But
Yeah.
I just think we're on the edge, Maddie, of just an incredible AI revolution. And that's my talk here today. And I know you saw it, but I shared my presentation into our team chat. But yeah, watch this space. There's so much coming up. But above all, thank you, Anthony, for hosting. Thank you, Christoph and Ben, for not just your products that have you've created, but also being on the show and continuing to innovate them and keep talking about it. Thank you
And
all three so
talking
much.
about the Vim 100 show, the third episode is going to happen live. It's going to be a live stream and is going to be on the 7th of December. Again, I'm not going to mention the guest, I'm not going to mention the topic, but it's going to probably be posted soon on our LinkedIn, on the Vim LinkedIn. So I'm really looking forward to that because that's going to be also a very, very interesting topic to watch and really great experienced Vim 100 member. So
I think the V100 show is going to be a thing, Maddie, when we bring the community up and get them elevated like this. I think you've already, if I heard right, you've already got the rest of like 6 months planned. You know,
yes.
there's so much interest to do this. So we love our community. That's why we do it. And the best thing we can do is give a chance to elevate it here with our stream. So again, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Christoph. Thank you, Greg Barney, for the first one. And stay tuned for
And
episode
thank
3.
you, Anthony, for doing such a
Yeah.
great job
Yeah.
starting
He
the
hosted
show.
both. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. All right. Okay. Enough love. Next up is this is maybe a new name. I don't know if I've called Dario 72
Might
on
be
our
new to the
recap.
community. I don't
Yeah.
know. Don't
Yeah.
remember.
Well, two comments, so he's getting into it, but he had a question about repository immutability, primary, secondary. Do you have any thoughts off the top on this one, Maddie?
Yeah, so basically he's trying to configure immutability and he asks the community if they advise him to make immutability backups on the primary or secondary repository or on both. And then you have some members of the community that most of them I can see they say both. So I have to agree with them. What do you think?
Well, I love that we're starting with the question of, hey, we're doing the 3-2-1 rule. Love that. And then I also love that the expanded 3-2-1 rule, 3 different copies of data, 2 different media, one of which is offsite, one is immutable, and 0 surprises with recovery verification. I love that we're taking the immutability seriously there. Harry and then Hunter Luis here, he comes in with the recommendation to do both. I like doing both as well. And what I really wanted to do by highlighting this post here, that's a good one, Steve. No such thing as too much immutability, is that it's really easy nowadays to have multiple immutable copies, right? So think of your 3-2-1 rule where the 2 other copies aside from production are both immutable. It's so easy to do today. And by the math, if one of them's in the cloud and one of them's on-premises immutability with like the Veeam hardened repository, you have really, really resilient copies with 2 different immutability control planes. So we've talked a lot about immutability. Maybe I need to write that up too. And Nico had a chat about the platinum backup rule. I almost pulled that in, Nico. I might next week. But I think it's time to think about double immutability. And Dario, let us know if you get your answer and implement it well.
Well, I think he got his answer because he already did like
Yeah,
a best answer in there. So,
yeah. Let's see how he went though. See what you implemented and see how it went. The one thing I'll say though, if I have 2 different immutability copies, I don't want to have like a year on both. I don't. I think that might be a little long. So I always say is, do you want more immutability or do you want more immutability, more duration or more distinct copies? I like more distinct copies. So think about it that way. All right, next up, Eminem, Michael Melter,
Eminem,
VMCE. I
that's a
just made
fun
that
way
up
to
on the
call
fly.
him.
Exam review tips for the VMCE V12. Certification's always a great topic, Maddie.
I agree, and I want to congrat Eminem, Michael Melter, for passing V12 exam, and thank you for sharing with us the tips and tricks. And you put it all together in this article. I'm sure everyone in the community appreciates. I know people that are planning to do the exam, they always go and search for articles in the community hub, and we do have some great content shared in there and tips and tricks. And I really like one comment in here. I think he said, what I particularly like is the fact that compared to older exams, V12 and before, the questions are more in line with actual knowledge for real world implementations. And I think this makes the difference between this and the previous exam. And this will help a lot actually with the field situations, like rather than just have like theory shared in there and just answering to some questions that might not help you on the field. So this is really great. Um, I mean, let us know if you think differently, if you think that Michael Melter is not right with that, but I think he is. And yes, you just highlight as well that the enterprise manager is part of the core product and training in V12. And then I saw as well he's talking about the Veeam one that has been removed from the training in V12, and there is a lot less. Um, Probably less questions in the exam related to Veeam 1. So, and then there's also a PDF I can see in there. Michael Melter is sharing that, and there are guidelines, and yeah, guidelines basically. So I think this is important to go over before you even decide on taking this exam.
Yeah, and I actually think this is a really good write-up here, Michael. The fact I keep going right here, this is so critical. I probably would mess this up without giving it a lot of thought, right? Because that is super important, and it also helps in a real world knowledge standpoint. What do I have? What restore points are where? Those are questions you would have to ask if you're in a recovery scenario. So First of all, congratulations on the credential, and then secondly, a good interaction down here. Um, uh, Congratulations on the credential, but also thank you for sharing this, Michael. This is again, if we think about people, maybe it's time, maybe they've got the V11 and we're right on the edge of 12.1. Maybe it's time to upgrade to 12. Now's the time. So thank you so much for doing that. Uh, Whoa, hold on, Michael. I didn't catch this. That's why I planned and scheduled the exam on the Friday after Summit. Ouch, you're braver than I thought. I think that's crazy, but
Oh,
congratulations.
he was ready for it.
Yeah, he was ready. All right, last up is special department news and a kind of a serious one, friends. I don't know if everybody knows, but we have one of those bug bounty programs, and there is a vulnerability found in Veeam 1, and we patched it very quickly, like the same day, I believe. But I do want to draw everyone's attention to KB 4508. This one is for Veeam 1 specifically. It's related to the database. So you definitely want to get this installed as soon as possible with Veeam 1. And then it's 11 and higher, basically. And then including Veeam 1 that's part of Orchestrator. So definitely check this KB out. I want you to get that in for the Veeam 1
I saw a
folks
lot of
out there.
information coming in about this vulnerability and about this patch. I saw a lot of our community members sharing it at the hub, but also on social media. So it's great that they always take the time to share with the rest of the people, just everyone to be aware, and then they give as well the solution. So this is really great, but worth mentioning again.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. And actually, since I'm on the topic here, if you want, you can get a weekly summary of all KBs right here, just at the top of the KB website here. You could just do security updates or all updates and put in your email and subscribe. I'll tell you, it's like 3 to 5 a week. It's not like hundreds and hundreds of KBs. So it's very easy read. So while you're in here looking at that KB, might as well sign up. All right. So we did not do special department news, nor did we do who's new last week, and it shows. So Safiya has prepared. Look at this, 191.
I
Great,
love it.
great new traction. Let's see
So
here.
it's
Some of these
almost
names.
200 per week, Rick.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
I like this one. G Gripple. By the way, there's a potato chip in my part of the country called a Grippo. It's one of my favorites. So there you go. Let's see what else we got here. Jimmy B. There's a cool name. Um, RR Tech. I like that. That's that's funny. So good good engagement here. Good membership. We're gonna need a smaller font if we keep going. All right. Coolest usernames. What did Sophia pick? I did not look at this, Maddie. So you and I will both be surprised.
Yeah. Backup
Backup
docking.
jockey. Fear the sword. Know how. Kindly. Jazz. What? What's this? What's this? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
What is this? I don't know. But you made the list there. So thank you all for the cool names. And then Alfred's pick, Citizen of Pluto. All right, so our first intergalactic member is welcomed into the community. That's funny. So, citizen of
That's
Pluto.
cool. Citizen of Pluto. I wonder where did they take that inspiration
Uh,
from? It's so
uh,
cool.
Maybe they really like blue. Who knows?
Who
I guess
else?
one other special department news, Maddie. Maybe we skip blog of the month, but we're going to come back soon. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to mention
Uh,
before we go. I wanted to say that due to the fact that we were in Prague, time was kind of limited. We wanted to spend as much as possible time with our community, with our amazing Vim 100 members. So we didn't have time to prepare the blog of the month, but we are going to have November edition where we are going to select from blogs from October as well. And we are going, maybe we're going to go for 8 instead of 6. Let's see how it goes because you're going to have 2 months. So we're going to have more content. So we're going to ask again our community to vote. And first week of December, we're going to announce the winner. Maybe we're going to have two winners. I don't know. Let's play with
Hey,
it. Let's make it fun.
that's true. We could have, if there's anywhere close to a tie, you could do two winners. I like that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, hey, Maddie, keep it real there in Barcelona. And goodness, well, I don't even know what are we going to be dealing with next week? Are you going to be at your base next week or
I
vacation?
am,
Oh,
but
you
we
are?
might not record on Wednesday because I think we are both off that day. So we might do it on Thursday
Yeah,
for a change.
Thursday or Tuesday. Wednesday I
I'm off
have
as well on
vacation.
Tuesday.
Oh, so we got a little challenge.
A
I have
little
the
bit of it.
analyst summit. I got another
Okay.
event in Seattle. So and that's
Okay.
tricky also for time zone because that's even one more hour off than this. So friends, we do it for you. We find a way to schedule these things. But anyways, Maddie, thank you so much for the recap with me today. It's harder to do it on the road. Trust me, I know. And everyone, hopefully, we'll see you back next week. But I almost forgot, Maddie. I almost forgot my demo for the promise I made up until GA and maybe longer. So I'm going to do a demo of the 12.1 Four Eyes authorization for this time. This is where if you do something destructive like delete a file, it goes to someone else for approval. So I will launch that here in a second as a standalone video, kind of like I did last week at the summit recap, but we almost forgot. So I got to find a way to sneak this back in. But let us know in the comments if you like those demos, because I think those are kind of a nice little easy way to get to know a little bit more about 12.1. Okay, for this week's demo of 12.1, I want to show you something kind of interesting. So one of the options here, and I showed this at Veeam on Resiliency Summit, but I'm going to go kind of longer form with it because I never really have enough time, if you know what I mean. So sorry, it's not that one. Let's go over here. This one, users and roles. Now there's a lot of stuff in here. So I have 4 Veeam admins, but really one of them, I just added this one. So I'll explain why here in a second, but 4 may be too many for some people, first of all. But anyways, let's take this one and myself. Both of them have this, which is good. But then over here, require additional approval for sensitive operations and then reject them automatically after 7 days. Now, I will tell you, the 12.1, the main thing is things like deleting backups. We'll see what the final option is for what's in scope, but deleting backups is one of them. So what I'm actually going to do here is I have this off, and so it's back on. I'm going to go and take a look at some of my object storages here. So I'm going to take this set of backup data here. Let's take a look here. Let me see if I can get a little bit of details on it. Now, I intentionally have this one from quite a while ago because I had some immutability in play. And what I'm looking for, yeah, everything's okay. This is, well over a month old. So what I'm actually going to do is just delete the backup job, all right? So let you zoom in here. Because I have that option set, it's going to give me a prompt here that, do you want to delete it? It's fine, but it has to be approved. Okay, I could cancel the request. So I've go ahead and made the request. So if I look over here, you can see I have a pending task, delete multiple backups. And if I myself, for example, this will tell you what it is, the job and the objects and stuff, which is nice. And you can see here it's listed as pending. It's not actually, processed and happened yet. Likewise, if I wanted to, I could cancel the request, but makes sense. I cannot approve my own request, okay? So what I'm actually going to do is switch context here. Now, I mentioned Seth Bonner. It's just a test account I made here. So I'm going to do this, but what I'm also going to be doing here is showing you what the MFA is. And so if you're not using MFA, it's really important that you do, okay? So I am using, I can't show you on my phone because I'm using Android, and that doesn't let you do it like a screen share. But if I'm using this, maybe they'll have pictures. It's kind of hard. Well, they have that type of picture. But I use this app. So this, and I've been told it works with Microsoft Authenticator, but I use this app, and basically what I do here, so you just got to trust me on this. I got the Authly app running. I'm going to click on the little, I don't know what you call it, the ellipse, the dot, 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 and it says add an account, and I'm optioned to scan. So here I scan that QR code that you see right here. And basically, it's going to create for Seth Bonner's account a OTP, a one-time password, setup, and I'm just going to save this account here, and I hit continue, and there it is. So in my list of Authly connections, now I have this one. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next, and now on the phone, you got to trust me, it says 565109. There we go. So once I do that, I'm going to be in. Now Seth is also an administrator, so what we'll see here is that there's a pending approval. So what I'm going to do here is, first of all, take a look. What has this Rick guy done? Okay, so he's wanting to delete some short-term immutability backups. Okay, and if I go in here, I can either approve it or reject it. So I'm going to approve it, and it'll just double check if I wanted to. It'll show me what I am approving. And I could go cross-correlate that job name to what I'm looking for, but I know that this is straight away. So the very first thing that comes into play here, and I'm going to switch back over to the other context, you'll see that the pending thing is done. And if I go back here, you know, this should be gone here very soon. So if I look here, let's see what's going on. It's underway. So what the takeaway here, first of all, is you have to secure your access to your Veeam server. So I recommend that MFA, but also the ability to add accounts, right? So if you go up here, you know, just securing option to these accounts, and even that on and off, we got to secure that. So that's why I thought it was also important to show the MFA. But this is a very important area, enabling MFA on the Veeam server, that I think is really important for that extra levels of resiliency. And pretty soon that last one should go away if it hasn't already. Yeah, so that one worked out good. All right, so pretty straightforward example, but I just wanted to add that here on this week's recap with one of the newest 12.1 features.